haven't scripted this video. I'm just going to talk and see how it goes. I've chosen to give up doing the weekly vendor reset videos as well as the state of the game highlights that I've been doing ever since about well, March last year, I suppose. So yeah, just about a year now. There's a few reasons for this, so I'm going to go through them now because I know it sucks. I know that a lot of people in this community rely on those videos a lot for their news and for their vendor resets. So I know it's a big inconvenience to people, so I want to be really clear on why I've made this decision, and hopefully you'll understand, and you'll hopefully not be so mad at me. So the basic crux of this is that I'm not proud of that content anymore. I've always considered that content to be shit content, right? And what I mean by that is that, you know, it's not my content. It's not like I have created something meaningful and unique. It was like I took something else that someone had already done with the state of the game and I chopped it up into something digestible, or I just talked about the weekly vendor reset, which was just driven by an algorithm, totally random, you know, numbers that were just spawning on weapons. Like, that's it, right? So I've always viewed that as shit content, but I've always done it and I've always felt proud of it because I'm like, I was really happy that my channel as a Division channel was the one-stop shop for people who are interested in the Division, right? And ultimately, it was that, you know what I mean? Like, if you were following the Division or, you know, playing it and following it closely, you are probably going to be watching my channel at some point, either for a vendor reset video or for a state of the game highlight reel, or for a build guide, or for an opinion piece, or for some news, or for whatever. Like, literally, I covered everything. There was very little that went on in the Division that I didn't cover. So, offering that one-stop shop, offering that place that had everything, I was really proud of that. And the vendor resets and the state of the games were a part of that, right? They were like pillars within that overall offering of the one-stop shop. When I stopped covering the Division in terms of build guides and more detailed news coverage and opinion pieces and the like, all that was left in that house, or that I had built, was those two things, the state of the game and the vendor reset video. And on their own, I am ashamed of them because I'm not adding anything to the community. I'm not creating anything good or meaningful. I'm literally just like coasting along, you know, generating like auto-generated content, self-generating content, you know what I mean? And that's not the kind of YouTuber I want to be, you know, like, that's a fact. And I still get plenty of views on those things, don't get me wrong, I get lots of views on those. I think, you know, probably the vendor reset video is probably like 70,000 views per week, excuse me, and the state of the game stuff's probably like, you know, 30,000 all in. It's 100,000 views per week. That's a lot of views, right, for a channel my size. But I just don't want to be that YouTuber that does that, right? That's a fact, and I couldn't look the community in the eye and feel really proud of the contribution I'm making to the community while doing that. And while I do this, by the way, I suck up a lot of views, right? I suck up a huge amount of views that should be going to other channels who are working really hard right now, like the second wave content creators in the Division, right, who are coming through and they're smaller channels, but they're working hard and they're making good content and they're following the game like I did at the start. I take views away from them when I make my stuff because they're trying to do their own vendor reset video that no one watches because they watch mine instead. Or, you know, they're doing news and opinion stuff on the state of the game that nobody's watching because they watch my highlights instead. You know what I mean? Like, that's again, I feel really shitty about that. I just feel like I would love it if some other channel sprung up like mine was in the past, which was, you know, a channel that really covered the game end to end, as that one-stop shop that offered, you know, quality content. I know not all of you agreed all of my content was quality, but I always strove for quality. It was always very sort of very core to what I was trying to do, and you know, quality content, news, and also the vendor reset, and also the state of the game stuff. You know what I mean? I would love that channel to exist and to grow, and I feel like while I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm stopping that from happening. So there's that. And I mean, the other fact is that, you know, the vendor reset video takes a huge toll on me personally. Like, to do that video properly, and see, the reason why everyone watches my video is because I do it properly. No other, or pretty much no other vendor reset video does that video the way that I do it. with proper breakdowns and proper editing and all vendors visited and timestamps and all that stuff. You know, all of that stuff that I do that people like takes time. So I wake up on Saturday mornings, and instead of like going for a run or going to spend time with my wife, I spend 4 hours making the vendor reset video from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Most of my Saturday is pretty much eaten up at that point doing that video. And that's taken a big toll because it just means I give up my Saturday. And, you know, I don't want to do that anymore, to be honest. I feel like that has been too much of a sacrifice in the last while, and I want to just do some other stuff. I want to have my Saturday back. And I don't want to release the video late. I don't want to release a compromised product. I don't want it to be a shitty video. And yeah, but really, ultimately, it's more to the point. It's more like, I just feel like that I'm no longer proud of it. I'm just not, and I don't want to make content that I'm not proud of. So yeah, that's it for the vendor reset video. That's it for the state of the game highlight reels. You will find other content creators doing it, you know, and I just, you know, go and support those guys. Go and support what they're doing and help their channels grow, because I think it's really important. The division still has a future ahead of it. It's not the you know, the same sort of future that I think we hoped for when we were, you know, before the year 2 announcement, but it's still a future, and it's still going to have a really loyal, rusted on player base. I'm going to continue to play the division, by the way. This isn't I'm quitting the division video. This is the I'm quitting the vendor reset and state of the game video, because I really want other people to pick up that torch, so to speak. I don't want to be sucking up those views, and I'm not proud of that content if that's all I'm contributing to the division community. I'm going to be doing other stuff in the future. Obviously, you guys are seeing I'm doing a lot more review coverage of sort of broader games coverage on my channel. That will remain. Destiny 2 is obviously in the offing. I'm an alpha Destiny player. That's always been my love, and I have been talking to Activision at their offices recently. I have some very big news to announce very soon. Basically, I'm going very large on Destiny. That's happening, and I have the support of Activision and Bungie behind me to do that, which is great. So do look forward to that. But yeah, guys, thank you very much to everyone that's watched the vendor reset video to date and found it useful. I really appreciate all the support you've provided me. Thank you to anyone that's watched the State of the Game highlight reels, and for Yannick and Hamish for creating that. I will say that the most recent State of the Game that I saw was like the best State of the Game I've seen in ages, because there was no trolling, because it was to the point and really focused. It was just like exactly as it should have been, and I was so glad to see that, because yeah, I mean, State of the Game has been pretty off the rails a little bit lately, and it's just wonderful to see it sort of back to form. So thank you to Hamish and Yannick for all your hard work. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you to everyone, and I will see you guys soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.